two ordinances on tonight. Ordinance 1/2022 is the annual appropriation ordinance.
Any questions? I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance 1/2022, as stated by our solicitor. I'll second.
Roll call please, Mr. Pruitt.
Ms. Brady?
Yes.
Ms. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Meister?
Yes.
Mr. Barron? I'm sorry, Mr. Williams?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyd?
Yes. I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and read by title only. I'll second.
Roll call please.
Ms. Brady?
Yes.
Ms. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Meister?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyd?
Yes. I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 1/2022. I'll second.
Roll call please.
Ms. Brady?
Yes.
Ms. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Meister?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyd?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2/2022, ordinance for the approval and granting consent to the Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation Authority to apply, maintain, and repair standard longitude of pavement markings and erect regulatory and warning signs on state highways inside village corporate limits, and giving consent of the village for the Ohio Department of Transportation to remove snow and ice and use snow and ice control material on state highways inside the village corporate limits, and giving consent of the village for the Ohio Department of Transportation to perform maintenance and or repair on state highways inside the village corporation.
This is just what it says. It allows ODOT to come into the village to do repairs and snow removal in the village limits at no cost to us.
Do we have to do this,
Yeah, apparently,
Every year,
I don't know why they need it every year or every couple of years,
Every
but
week.
they, okay, John?
5 years.
every 5?
5 years.
Thank you.
We did pass the same, basically the same ordinance last year, but it did not include, state routes. 264, it only included US 50.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing that's why they were asking.
Mhm.
That also pertained to doing the paving, I believe, too.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance 2/2022, stated by our solicitor. I'll second.
Roll call please, Mr. Pruitt.
Ms. Brady?
Yes.
Ms. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Meister?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyd?
Yes. I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and read by title only. I'll second.
Roll call please.
Ms. Brady?
Yes.
Ms. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Meister?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Boyd?
Yes. I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2/2022. Second.
Roll call please.
Ms. Brady?
Yes.
Ms. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Meister?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Boyd?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. Normally this is where I'm done, but I attended the meeting with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office a week ago, where they discussed the contract with several entities, so I'll summarize that. Basically, it was representatives from Miami Township, Crosby, Whitewater, Harrison, North Bend, and myself, as well as representatives from the Sheriff's Department and County Administrator Aludo. The proposal is for the Western District, which contains 6 beats. The costs that the Sheriff's Office is, or the county rather, is proposing is based upon 3 factors: calls for service, the population size, and road mileage. County Administrator Aludo indicated he understood that this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. They weren't coming in demanding everyone pay full freight from day one. He stressed that he wanted to work with the communities so that everyone's consistently charged, but they also wanted to work to implement this fairly. There was a presentation from the intelligence section of the Sheriff's Department where they talked about becoming a data-driven police department and policing in the 21st century. From their comments, Miami Township Trustee Rittiger said that his board would not enter into the contract as it was proposed. Indicated that his lawyers had advised that the sheriff mandated that patrol for the township is free. this was clarified by the administrator. He indicated the sheriffs are mandated to respond, but not to patrol. So for example, someone with a contract who calls police, someone without a contract or a township without a contract who calls police may have to wait hours for a deputy to show up. Whereas if there's a contract, even if the deputy might not be in the township right away, they are going to come back. They just don't have any duty to patrol, only to respond without a contract. Trustee Rittiger also stated that they would go outside for coverage, but he did not elaborate who they would go out with or what those costs might be. The county stressed that the only thing that anybody is paying for are the actual deputies on the ground. The intelligence section, the investigative section, renew, SWAT, all that stuff is all paid out of the general fund. The other far western townships all indicated that they were concerned about passing a levy and being able to afford this. Harrison made a point that they haven't passed a levy since their original 3.54 levy that was passed in 1939. So apparently Southwest local schools is fairly expensive out there, and that is a big concern for them. And they had a question is what happens if we are unable to pay for it. Administrator Aludo stated the commissioners had no formal response at this time as to what would happen. He was hopeful that they would be able to come to an agreement and a framework that that everybody could pay, but he understands that their potential inability was resonating. He said they were going to reevaluate some things. Didn't promise that anything would change, but they would look at some things. One person asked a question about starting their own police department. They pointed out Green Township's budget's $9 million a year, so I don't know how fiscally reasonable that is. Let's see here. There is a temporary contract they said would be forthcoming for Cleves, North Bend, and Miami, but they didn't say when or provide any other details. Trustee Rittiger then pointed out that the Miami Township Police levy as it stands now only covers the one car they are paying for, and that his board has said they're only paying to be covered for that one car, and that levy goes until 2025, and they're not going to go back to their residents until that levy expires. He also made a comment, he thinks the sheriff wants the money in this new contract proposal, but then won't actually be patrolling in the township. Let's see here. He was also upset, somebody brought up his fire budget, and he was concerned about that. Indicated that when he pays fire, there's 10 people in the township at all times, but when he pays for the police, he doesn't think that the deputies will be there. That kind of ended the meeting. Administrator Aludo suggested that he would like to get the parties back together in another couple weeks to a month. And like he said from the beginning, this will be the first of many meetings, and his hope was to try to get this all done sometime this calendar year, if not before, but that was the gist of it.
When you say they're mandated to respond, mandated by what? Hamilton County, state of Ohio?
Ohio Revised Code.
Ohio Revised.
Yeah, they have to respond in the unincorporated townships, but not patrol. So theoretically, I guess that I don't work for the sheriff's department. This is just me. I guess in theory they could put one car for all 4 townships out here and just have that one car respond. I don't think they would do that for their own officer's safety, but.
Council, any further questions? Okay, thank you.